Hey, what's up? I'm Visualante, and you're watching the Visualante Effect. And if you've never watched any of my videos before, this might be the video that you want to start with. Have you ever had someone actually come up to you and confess to you murder, just gradually, telling you the exact details, and having you be the only one to know of these details? Or at least besides of who are participating in that murder. Now, unfortunately for me, about a month ago, that's exactly what happened. So as some of you already know, I work in a store overnight, working the night shift as a store clerk slash deli man slash everything, and I have the responsibility of managing the store at the nighttime. So my shift lasts from the nighttime till the morning. So around early in the morning, maybe around 7 a.m. or whatnot, a customer came and gradually started a conversation with me. And this conversation started from an innocent, quote-unquote, rant of me speaking about how tough some people are to deal with at the store. And he decided to tell me the story of how he dealt with one person. And this is where the story begins. So this man was walking, and he went inside a deli. And while buying something from the cashier, a group of kids, maybe around 19, 20, 20 years old, not 19, 20 kids, a group of like 3 kids. When I say kids, I'm saying 19, 20 or whatnot. One of them hit him in the back, and for apparently no reason. And the man turned around and naturally said, "Who hit me?" Nobody responded because obviously he was looking for some retaliation. So he said, "Oh, so now nobody wants to answer me? Now nobody wants to speak?" So he turned to the store clerk and asked him, "Who hit me?" The store clerk did not say anything. But naturally, when you ask a question, the answer is usually in the eyes. And so he looked at the guy's eyes, and he, as soon as he asked the question, looked at the person who hit him. And I'm assuming unintentionally told him. So, seeing the direction that he looked, he said, "You know what, so now I know who hit me." So he turned around and hit the guy on the floor. And then they ended up hitting him. All 3 kids started jumping him. One hitting him from the right, one hitting him from the left, stomping on him, kicking him. And they took him outside the store, and one of them took out a knife and stabbed him in the back of the neck. Slashed him, I think, at least 3 times. And then they ran away. So he ended up going to the hospital and, you know, getting this whole issue fixed with his neck. And he turned out to be alright. But for him, that wasn't the end of the line. For him, he was looking for some revenge. And little did these guys know, he's actually part of a gang, a very big gang. So he told me that he went and got retaliation. So I asked him, "How did you even find out who the guy was and where he was?" He told me, "Well, you know what? I knew who he was because I already saw him. And finding him wasn't hard because all I had to do was stalk him for 3 months." I said, "How'd you know where he was coming from?" He said, "I just came to the store and watched him." And that's all he did. He said he spent time outside the store for 3 months watching him, watching his every move, and basically planning. Now, the only reason I think he was telling me all these details is because this guy was drunk. Definitely, 100%. And that's basically 70% of the customers that come to my store. They're usually drunk around this time. Either drunk or high, or there's something going on. They're not in their normal state of mind, if you can think of it that way. So he told me that he came 3 months later with a group of his friends, and they drove by the guy. And as he was walking in daylight, they picked him up, put him in the car, and he turned around and looked at him. He said, "Do you remember who I am?" And the kid, of course, said, "No, I don't know. I don't know who you are." And then they kept hitting him in the back. And then he told him, he said, "You know what? I'm going to save you the trouble. I'm just going to say it like it is. Today, you're going to die. we're going to kill you. Now, when he said this, I don't know if you were, if you were there, I don't know if you'd get the same feeling, but for me, my skin shivered, because immediately I thought of the kid that was there. I thought of how he must have been feeling. You know, I wasn't surprised when he told me that he was crying. I wasn't surprised when he told me that he was begging for help and he was begging for his mercy. I wasn't surprised at that. And the guy ended up even telling me the place where they took him and how they took care of the guy. And he told me they took him to a place by the river, and they each went at him with their knives, constantly stabbing him till he wasn't alive anymore. And then they left him, and then they covered up their tracks, and apparently nobody knows anything about it. Nobody has found anything about it. Nobody has questioned anything about it. And this guy's walking freely. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, are you going to say anything about it, or are you not going to say anything about it? Thankfully for me, I don't see the guy, ever. He doesn't come to the store. This is the only time that he ever came to the store. And I haven't seen him after that. So I don't have that decision. Second of all, I don't remember anything really that he said in regards to the details of where it was, and because I was sleeping myself. But the point of the whole thing, the point of this whole story is, this really opened my eyes further as to the reality of the type of world we're living in sometimes. You know, to have kids come inside the store every now and then, and they're talking about shooting, and they're talking about killing people, and they're talking about it as if it's a cool thing. It's like the new thing on the block. You know, it's the new type of clothing to wear. I don't know. That really scares me with regards to what type of society we're starting to become right now, if we're letting things like this happen. And to me, I think the main issue relies in how the parents raise their children. Because a lot of the parents that come to the store that I see, or around that area, all they're concerned about, literally, is weed. That's all they're concerned about. All they're concerned about is buying their Dutches and buying their Phillies, so they can roll up their weed and make up their blunts, and then smoke it, while the child's right next to them. I mean, one time, I had one kid, the mother asked him, she said, do you think your father has enough weed at home or no? And this kid is like 13 years old. So I'm not surprised that, you know, if this is the type of parents that are raising their children, I'm not saying weed is what's causing this. I'm talking about the responsibility of actually taking care of the children and showing them what's right from what's wrong, and giving them a guide in life, and letting them know that no, it's not, the important thing is not to show off with your knife. It's not to show off with a pistol or a gun. That's not the cool thing. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts about the issue. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think could be a solution for this? And what do you think is a possible cause? So I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the story. And if you did, just give it a rating, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you feel. And let me know what you think below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. You have a good day.